Topic of debate. What type of questions should you ask a woman when you're online dating? And what type of questions shouldn't you ask a woman when you're online dating? So this video is motivated by a comment I got on my video where I said the 5 reasons or the 5 ways an entitled woman uses online dating apps. She responded to one of my reasons or ways. She said that, because I said that women who are attempting to extort low value men, they typically hit you with the 1-word answers. And she said, listen, when a woman hits you with the 1-word answers, that's because she's not interested. I responded to her and I said, on online dating apps, you typically have to match with somebody before you can even message back and forth. So the interest had to already be there prior to a man messaging you. And she said, I don't respond to messages like, how you doing and where you from, because they're boring. And I explained to this woman that men, we get a lot less matches. So when we're trying to find more options, or when we're entertaining or just trying to get to know multiple women at one time, we don't have time to single you out and focus solely on you, because you could end up not responding to us. As she said, she doesn't respond to boring questions. So as men, we're supposed to know what women deem as boring questions. My bad. So I told her, as men, we don't have time to play mental gymnastics. What we're going to do is we're going to ask you guys all the same questions, and, we're going to see who is more interested. Even though we already pressed match, so you should already be interested in me. Unfortunately, women like this, they will not respond to what they consider to be boring questions. And she was implying that her not wanting to answer boring questions is not because she's trying to extort lesser value men. She was simply saying that you're boring me. Okay. Excuse me. Now, I'm 38 years old. I'm a grown ass man. I've been doing online dating for a while. I've met people in person. And one thing I can definitely tell you about myself, again, all my videos are my personal opinion, so you can feel free to disagree if you want to. It won't really do me too much harm. One thing I can tell you is that when I meet a woman, there's certain questions I'm going to ask her because I want to know. And there's other questions I'm not going to ask because they're not in my mind yet to even think that they qualify to be questions that I would ask you, because I don't know to what degree I want to know you yet. So some of the basic questions I would ask you upon meeting you is maybe what's your name? Basic question. Where you're from? Basic question. How you're doing? Basic question. Now, this doesn't matter if we're online or if I meet you in person. If I meet you in person, I'm still going to ask you the same question. Say, hey, how you doing? I'm Jerome. How you doing? What's your name? See, I already said how you doing and what's your name. If you in person will respond with ignoring the question because you felt like it was boring, I would just move on about my business. I wouldn't take no offense to it. I wouldn't think that my question was lame. I wouldn't feel insecure. I would feel like you're just not the type of person that I want to talk to, because you don't even have a clue how to generate conversation. You don't even know how to be polite. You're rude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I asked you a simple question, and or let's say that was you not responding to that question was supposed to articulate your lack of interest. It did for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I will still move on without even, I shrug my shoulders. So again, what type of questions should you ask a woman when you don't know her, when you're trying to get to know her, specifically on online dating apps? Look, fellas, I'm about to help you out right here, right now. If you asking a woman a simple, innocent question like, hey, how are you doing? How is your day? If that annoys her, this is an entitled woman. This is a woman who thinks that you need to go above and beyond in order to get her attention. But that is arrogant of her to think that way, because you don't even know if you like her. You're simply trying to gain a little bit of pieces of information so that you can see how to proceed. Let me give you an example. If I ask a woman, hey, how you doing? If she feels like that is a boring question, she won't respond, I move on. That's option example A. Example B, I say, hey, how you doing? And she says, I'm good. And that's it. Okay. That leaves me in a position to where if I'm still interested after that, I will say, that's good to hear. You from here? How long have you lived here? I will follow it up with more generic, basic questions. I don't know nothing about you. This is how we initiate conversation in a innocent, harmless, unoffensive, unweirdo type of way. But for some women, this is boring. They won't respond to you. That is not your problem, fellas. That is not something you need to feel insecure about. That is something that you need to take as a red flag that you guys are not compatible. Okay? And that she is not interested in you. That's fine. That's fine. There's 8 to almost 9 billion people on this earth. Move on. Last scenario. Scenario C. I ask a woman, hey, how you doing? She says, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Or, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Now, we have tapped into a woman who has bare minimum respect embedded in her personality. Even if she's not interested in you, just a simple fact that she knows how to respond out of respect. And it's not something that you have to earn. And there's no hoops to jump through. Then you can say, I'm doing good myself. Thank you for asking. And then you proceed. That is someone who is showing you mutual interest. We're already starting this situation or relationship off with mutual mutual benefits. I give you respect, you give me respect. I give you interest, you give me interest. But if you are talking to a woman or trying to get to know a woman who feels like you need to jump through hoops in order to get to know her, as if she's the only woman in the world that you're interested in, or if she's the best option you can afford, or there's no one better, please explain to me how that's not entitled. Please. Okay? So you don't need to figure out better questions to ask a woman. All you gotta do is be yourself. Look, man, authenticity is the name of the game. Be yourself. Like right now, my glasses ain't got no lenses in them. I like how they look. They used to have lenses in them. I took them out because they hurt my eyes. So I got to get a new subscription. But I don't care what you think about my glasses. I put them on because I like them. This is a part of me being authentic, myself, original. So we don't need no man who values himself and who knows himself needs to jump through hoops to get to know anybody. It has nothing to do with how sexy he is, his facial hair, his Nike checks, the clothes he has on, the amount of money he makes, where he lives, how tall is he, how much is his annual income. None of these things matter. When you are being yourself, how people think about you, look at you, that don't matter. That shit don't matter. If it still matters to you, you just have to fall in love with yourself. You have to look at yourself. You have to laugh at your own jokes. You have to go get you a haircut. Say, ooh, I look good today. Put you on some clothes that you feel good in. Lose the weight that you don't like on. I'm trying to work it out right now. I got like at least 20 pounds I don't want on me. I ain't got nothing to prove to you. If a woman don't like me as is, that's fine. That's fine. It's not gonna hurt me. And I'm not gonna attempt to hurt you either. We gotta do better, man. A lot of us is having self-esteem issues. A lot of us is having entitlement issues. Man, don't let none of these videos tell you that when you doing online dating, man, oh, she's not gonna respond unless you say this or that. Only thing I will tell you, and I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video, is that you want to have your online dating profile set up a certain kind of way to where people who have ill intent, they flee. That's how mine be set up. If you're not rocking with me, you're going to run. You're going to, because women, most of these women, they're not reading your profile before they message you anyway. They just looking at your picture. They already matched with you. They already found you attractive. And then they lose interest because you said, hey, how you doing? You were supposed to say, you were supposed to jump through some kind of hurdle or some hula hoop or some loop and say something. You were supposed to hit them with a dad joke that they laugh. Oh my God, this is No. You can if you want to, but do not feel pressured to be anybody other than yourself, because these women are setting a bar too high for us to reach. This woman in my comments told me, don't be surprised if what you're saying don't work. I'm never going to be surprised, because it's not going to work more than 50% of the time. Because more than 50% of the women online dating are full of shit. They're entitled. That's why I made that video. I got a part 2 to this video coming up, man. Okay, I'm gonna help y'all with setting up a profile that pretty much deflects intended women, or women who intend to devalue you from the start. Oh my God, you're boring. You're calling me, you don't even know how funny I am. You don't know how educated I am. You don't know how many talents I have. You don't know nothing about me. But if I was the type of dude who was so charming that I just knew how to say the right thing to get your attention, you'd fall for everything I say beyond that point. And I can do that as a man. I can go search some videos and read and research and see, what can I say that they just can't deny. I'm going to help you out with this, man. Even if you find that sweet spot pickup line and you inbox an entitled woman who probably has 30 to 70 inboxes already and matches already, it's not going to work, man. And you're going to be like, what? I went out my way and found these hot pickup lines. Trust me, I've done it. And I've only done it not out of insecurity. I've done it out of research purposes. Don't fall for it, man. Be yourself. And if who you are is not enough for anybody, fuck them. I said it. Look out for part 2. I'm gonna hook y'all up. We're gonna discuss how to set up your profile, man.